Yo, what's good with y'all? It's your boy Nick back with another video. Today we are reacting to the NBA is turning on Lamelo Ball. Let's get straight into it.
Be fun to watch, but who cares? Lamelo Ball this preseason, nutmegging defenders to a 30-foot alley-oop, pulling up from deep like Steph Curry. It is going to be fun to watch, but who cares? Because around the league, the feeling isn't excitement, it's hate. The entire NBA is saying, yeah, he's flashy, he's also a loser. Even last season, when Lamelo was #1 in All-Star fan voting among these guards, coaches and media still left him off the roster. That's how much they disrespect him. But now, it's worse than ever. The skepticism has reached an all-time high, but there is one person who still believes.
My sons are like phones. I keep making them better and better.
No, not him.
That's going to be the one person that would believe.
I'm talking about the Ringer's Zach Lowe, the most respected media guy among front offices. So when he believes in Lamelo, it means something. But this is a classic pattern. We love to build NBA guys up just to tear them down. Rookie of the year, All-Star year 2, but now it is year 6, and the results are brutal. Charlotte has never finished higher than a 10 seed, hadn't sniffed the playoffs once. So the question isn't when are the Hornets gonna win, it's can they ever win with Lamelo as their best player? And according to ESPN's Tim McMahon, Lamelo's a mega...
I just feel like Lamelo's health and also the team that they have surrounding him isn't that good. And the main thing is his health. He's been getting hurt, getting ankle injuries and all that. But they got a solid team with young players, so...
talent, but he can't be the face of a winning franchise, and that's not even controversial when you talk to people around the league. Apparently not. Just look at the latest top 100 rankings just before the season. Across the Ringer, Bleacher Report, it's bad, but ESPN has him ranked 63 behind...
I mean, it's like you can't rank how LaMelo plays off of stats because of the fact that LaMelo isn't that good at defense. And he scores, he passes, he does all that, but it's just, can he be a leader? It's like the same conversation with Trae Young.
Christian Brown and Jalen Suggs, not even the same universe as Darius Garland. Why? Well, there are 3 big reasons, starting with the one that even LaMelo's biggest fans cannot deny. But you guys know that I went to great name in Aaron Mike's ad. And in the ESPN.com games, Joel is on a whole other level. Zion Williamson has missed 55% of possible games. Joel Embiid 49%. Even Data Davis is only 26%. But LaMelo is right there with Derrick Rose, a player synonymous with injuries. But here's the thing. When these people say that LaMelo cannot win, they're not talking about his health. What they really mean is they hate his game. So here's a full breakdown of LaMelo's game in 2025, the good and bad. He took more threes than anyone last year, 11.2 a game. Efficiency bad at 34%, but LaMelo's an amazing shooter. Some of these threes are straight up Steph-like. Watch how this defender gambles for a steal, but instead of making him pay by attacking open space, LaMelo just launches an off-balance 3. So something that Steph would do because he can. And LaMelo's mastering these one-footed threes. Once again, coaches may hate it, but LaMelo's got the green light because he's that good. However, what people hate about his game is this. LaMelo knows he's good, but when that confidence leads to tough, contested threes early in the shot clock, it's dumb. Straight hero ball. Unlike Steph, more James Harden. Like Trey Man.
And this is what the stats won't show. Like, you would think LaMelo should be the MVP of the league. But if you actually watch it and see how he plays, he forces up shots. But he also could shoot amazing.
He's wide open. What are you doing? But another reliable shot in his bag is the floater. Last year, Ball had about 4 of these per game on 48%. Only player with higher volume and efficiency was Trae Young. And he's great at slowing down in pick and roll, putting his man in jail, use that size and length to rise up, hit the soft push shot. But what LaMelo doesn't do enough is get all the way to the rim. He generally wants to avoid contact for some reason. Look at all this space he has in the paint as he turns the corner off the screen, but instead of attacking the big's body, generating a layup or a foul, he picks up the ball early, avoids contact to a more difficult shot. Why? Because dude does have the tools to score at the rim. He is long, has control and footwork, but only gets to the line 5 times a game. Should be way more for a guy with his usage rate. But that Lamelo Ball vision, his biggest strength. Dude has eyes in the back of his head and the size to make any pass on the floor. This play here is a perfect example. Lamelo blasts off the screen, then sees the weak side defense digging down to whip that left-handed pass through a tight window. Amazing. But hey, you know that you're going to get some turnovers with an aggressive passer like that.
That's one thing about Lamelo. Lamelo got vision for sure. He is amazing at shooting and got vision. That's like his strongest attributes.
A half per game. And let's be honest, a lot of these are his teammates just not being ready for the pass. But let's switch over to defense because LaMelo gets a lot of hate for that. At 6'7", he can be an above average defender, but LaMelo's focus is inconsistent. First, remember how he avoids contact? Yeah, he does that on screens too. But if you give any top tier guard this much space as they come off a screen, your backline defense gonna get cooked. And that inconsistent focus bleeds over to LaMelo's gap defense. There are many times where he lazily goes for a steal, leaves a wide open shot. Got lucky there.
Like, he's just too lazy on defense. Like, even with that play, he's just too lazy on defense. But he has the size and everything to be good at defense. Like, he could be like Shea, for example. Shea could play defense, can shoot, and could do all that. But LaMelo has a better vision and a better shooting ability than Shea.
Or just ball watching, having his back turned to the guy he's on, which becomes a bucket. But the big concern here is we've rarely seen LaMelo in a true big-time must-win situation. Growing up, casual AAU style of basketball, which has kind of been the same vibe in Charlotte for 5 years. But this is where Zach Lowe actually pushes back. He argues that many of LaMelo's worst habits, shot selection, hero ball, aren't really his fault. Who is he even supposed to be passing to? It's not like Charlotte has built a contender around him. And honestly, the Hornets are where careers go to die. They have never had a true superstar, never made a conference finals, missed the playoffs 9 straight years. There are a few teams that you do not want to be drafted by. Kings, Wizards, Pelicans, Hornets are on that list. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie though, Brandon Miller is nice though. Like, I think he got hurt last season. He's nice. He a bucket for sure.
Need Michael Jordan to turn that around. Oh wait. But expecting LaMelo Ball to be that guy at 24 years old is unfair. But it also brings us to the third reason that these people doubt him. And the one thing that could flip this entire narrative. Because if LaMelo changes this, the critics will look ridiculous. Steph Curry once had the same label. Great talent, not a winner. Too small, too fragile, can't lead a championship team. And they were right. Early on, his ankles almost ended his career and the Warriors flamed out in the playoffs. But in 2013-14, Steph reinvented himself. He rebuilt his body, hired trainers, but most importantly, let go of his ego. He embraced Steve Kerr's ball movement system instead of chasing stats, and that decision unlocked a dynasty. Giannis Antetokounmpo was another example. 4 years, the knock was simple, okay? You build a wall, he's done. Regular season star, not a winner. But Giannis locked himself in the gym in the offseason, attacked his weaknesses, free throws, finishing through contact, and by the 2021 finals, he was hitting 17 of 19 at the line, a 50-point closeout game. So what is Steph and Giannis?
Man, that just reminds me of the playoff series with the Hawks. When the Hawks played against Milwaukee, man, if Trey didn't get hurt, we would have made it to the finals and probably won against Phoenix. Atlanta would have had a ring, but we coming for it this year, no doubt.
Giannis have in common, they cared about winning over everything else. The hate bothered them and fueled them to change. Some players are satisfied with an all-star and a max contract, which is fine. But is that LaMelo? I'm not sure. Maybe. You can usually feel when somebody is more a James Harden than a Steph Curry, when the vibes matter more than the banners. But to be fair, Lamelo is 24 years old. He has been pigeonholed a goofball since he was a kid, the little brother on a reality show with a WWE promoter for a dad. And that perception has stuck. So forget things like his defense, okay? Guys like Steph or Steve Nash proved you can win without that being like all world. Lamelo's path, though, to proving people wrong isn't something physical, it's mental. Because right now, the league doubts him just like it once doubted Steph and Giannis. The only question is, does he care enough? And can he stay healthy to prove them all wrong? But some guys the league are out on and are really out on because they're out of the...
I'm not gonna lie. The one player that I could compare him to is literally Trae Young. The way that people talk about him, the way that he doesn't have that much respect from the coaches, and how he may get robbed from the All-Star game sometimes. It's literally exactly like Trae Young, the same exact question. Can they win as the leader? And I feel like LaMelo can. If he's surrounded by a good team that fits him, he could for sure make the playoffs. They're doing a good thing though. So far with Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Con Knipple, bringing all those guys in, and they're a big team for sure. And that's the same thing with the Hawks. The Hawks have so far has built a team around Trae Young that suits him and fits him. So Charlotte just needs to find that for LaMelo. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm out.